Hello, happy started. So, welcome to a Functional Fitness
Can
Friday.
you hear me, Jazzy?
Um, so we have Functional Fitness Friday. We don't need any equipment today. We're gonna be running through. We're gonna do 3 rounds of our circuit. We're gonna do 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest slash transition time, and we're gonna do a little bit of upper and lower body and finishing out with core. So we're gonna go ahead and get started real quick with our demos, and then we'll get into it. So first thing we're gonna start off with our reverse lunges. And for our reverse lunges, we're going to pause for 3 seconds at the bottom. So we're going to start at the top of our space. We're going to step back with one foot, keeping that knee over the second toe of the front foot, pausing for 3, driving through the heel big toe little toe of that front leg. We really want to aim to feel that in our glute of the front leg. So that's gonna be our reverse lunges. And then we're gonna go ahead and get on the ground and we're gonna do push-ups. And in between every push up, we're going to do a shoulder tap here. So hands underneath the shoulders, kind of screw those hands into the ground, coming up onto our toes and coming down to our push up, and then tapping one shoulder at a time at the top. Trying to keep that core really engaged. So zip that core up. So as we tap the shoulder, our hips are staying, our headlights on our hips are blinding the ground. So that's our second movement. And we're gonna stand back up. It's gonna be a lot of up and down today. We're gonna do some alternating staggered squats. So we're gonna put all of our weight into one of our feet, coming up on the other toe, keeping that foot underneath our hip to keep our feet hip width, coming down. All that weight should be on one foot and then going to the other side. Being mindful that as we do, we're not putting our leg all the way back. This is not a split squat, it's a staggered squat. So we really are aiming to do one leg at a time, coming down, knee over second toe, driving through the heel, big toe, little toe, standing back up. So it's going to be movement 3. And then we're going to get back on the ground for more push-ups today. This time we're going to do a 3-second eccentric. So on the hands and toes, again, screwing those hands in, coming down 1, 2, 3. And then you can either push yourself back up or you can get back up however you need to, whatever feels better. Not sure if everyone heard my elbow crack, but I felt like that was really loud on that one. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and go on the ground. On our backs, we're gonna do some dead bugs here. So we're gonna have our hands above our shoulders, knees directly above our hips, coming down, opposite arm, opposite leg extending. Exhale, really zip that core up and bring the leg in. So we really wanna focus on using our core to pull the knee back in versus the leg. So if we're feeling it in our hip flexors more than our core, then we can really just hold that there for a second until you really start to engage that core and then go into it. So that's going to be our whole circuit for today. So you can go ahead and get started with a quick warm up here. We're going to start off with some plank to pike here, getting ready for all of our push-ups. So go ahead and get on the ground. We're going to go on our hands and toes, and we're going to exhale, push those hips up towards the ceiling. Can even poke that head really in between our hands, getting our upper back nice and opened up, and coming back to plank. And we're going to come up to pike. And you can even go ahead and start to pedal those heels into the ground. And we're coming back into plank. We're going to do 2 more up to pike and back to plank. Nice job. And last one up to pike and back to plank. And then we can go ahead and bring our knees to the ground. And then for the second part of our warm up here, we're going to do a little bit of some quad rocks here with our adductor stretch. So we're going to stick one foot out to the side. You can choose whichever foot you like. We want to keep that pinky toe on the ground here. And then from this position, let me turn a little bit. We're going to go ahead and inhale, rock back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, forward. And one more on this side, rocking back. And exhaling forward. And once we finish that last rock forward, we can go ahead and bring that knee back up underneath the hip. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So sticking out the opposite leg straight out to the side. Again, keeping that pinky toe on the ground. We're going to inhale, rock back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, rock back. And exhale forward. And last one, rocking back. And exhaling, coming forward. You can go ahead and bring that knee back up underneath our hip. And then when we're ready, we'll go ahead and stand on up. We're going to start off. We have reverse lunges first. We're pausing for 3 seconds at the bottom. And we're doing 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, 3 rounds through. I'm going to get the timer ready here. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we have top of our space here, stepping back 1 leg at a time. Front knee coming over the second toe. Chest is staying over the arch of the front foot. We're stepping back, holding for 3 seconds, and then we're driving through the heel, big toe, little toe of that front leg. Back. I know that pause seems like forever at the bottom, but it does help when we are doing body weight movements to work with tempo and with holding, because that's going to help us engage some more muscle fibers and get a little bit stronger without increasing our load. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. Onto the ground, we have a push-up into a shoulder tap. So we're going to do 1 push-up, 2 taps. So we're going to alternate between the 2. 3, 2, 1. So we're on either the hands and knees or hands and toes. I'm going to try it from the toes. So bringing that chest towards the ground, really pushing the ground away with those hands. Being nice and stable in one hand, coming up to touch the shoulder. So when we are doing our push-ups, we want our hands directly below those shoulders. We're coming down, keeping those elbows as close to the body as we can, and then pushing back up. So when our hands are down, we push up, that's how we feel that in the chest. So that's really what we want to aim for here today. Going down, tap, and tap. And you can always do the push-up on the knees, tap on the toes, whatever feels good. 3, 2, 1. All right. Standing back up. This is part of the functional fitness today, is getting up and down from the ground. So next up we have alternating staggered squats. 3, 2, 1. So picking whichever foot you would like to start with. Our hips are going back, our knees coming forward, driving through the heel, big toe, little toe. We're going to feel this in our glutes and in our quads. When we really drive through that heel, that's what's going to get that glute engagement here. But we really want to drive through that whole foot. Again, keeping the opposite foot. We're on the toe. Knee is a little bit more bent here. Also, if that foot is still underneath our hip. So our feet are still hip width apart. So we want to keep our squat stance as if we were squatting with 2 feet on the ground, wholly on the ground, I would say, I guess, because this is still on the ground. 3, 2, 1. All right. Time for more push-ups. We're doing 3-second eccentric push-ups. Hands and knees or toes, whatever is available to you today. 3, 2, 1. So we're screwing those hands into the ground. That's going to activate our upper back to help keep that nice and flat. Our core is still zipped up here. We're coming down nice and slow. You can get up however you need to, or you can push yourself back up to the top. So whatever is available to you today. If we're on the knees, our butts to our belly button, we're still keeping that core engaged. Great job. The slow lowering, just like with tempos, what I was saying with reverse lunges. When we do tempos, it helps us get stronger in that movement. 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to flip over on our backs. We have dead bugs. Last movement of round 1. And then we'll do 2 more, and then we'll breathe. 3, 2, 1. So knees above those hips, hands above our shoulders. We're coming out, opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhale back in. So if you're feeling when you extend out, if you are 1, if your low back is really arching off of the ground, you can fit your whole hand under there. Don't bring your leg down as far. So if your leg is all the way down and your back is like this, go ahead and come up a little bit higher. We still want there to be a little gap in between the floor and our low back. I would say a gap big enough for like a grape or something to fit in there. Exhaling as we bring the knee back in. 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. All right. Round 1 is done. We're getting back up. 2 more rounds to go, and then we will cool down and breathe. All right, reverse lunges getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So stepping back, we're holding for 1, 2, 3. Driving through that front heel big toe little toe. Keeping that weight shifted forward, but our hips are coming back, that knee is coming forward, that chest is forward. That's what's gonna help us use those glutes a little bit more. The inside part of the knee is directly over the second toe, just like a squat. So our squat and our lunge movement are gonna look pretty similar, because any lower body pushing movement, so like split squats, curtsy lunges, reverse lunges, squats, step ups, it all looks the same. 3, 2, 1, meaning where our knees go and our chest and all of that is going to be the same. All right, we're getting back on the ground. We got push up with the shoulder tap in between. 3, 2, 1. So keeping those hands directly below the shoulders. It does help if you exhale as you push yourself back up. And you can also, again, you can do your push up on your knees. You can do the taps on your knees as well. Or if you want to do all of it on your toes, do a mix of it. My shoulders and chest apparently aren't having it today. And that's okay. It's always important to listen to your body, especially on Fridays. I know for me, my body is pretty tired by Friday. So just being mindful of that. 3, 2, 1. All right. Back up on our feet. Staggered squats. Then we'll do more push-ups. And then dead bugs. Then we got 1 more to go. 3, 2, 1. So whichever foot you want to start with, turning down, driving through that heel, big toe, little toe. So same thing, just like with lunges, as we come down at the bottom, the inside part of my knee is directly over that second toe. All of my weight is in the left foot as I drive up. I'm not pushing through the right, and vice versa coming down. Same position, knee over the second toe, chest is staying in the middle. So we're trying not to shift our weight here. Try and keep that chest directly in between your feet. So try and keep it as similar to, again, a 2-foot squat here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Back for more push-ups. I feel like the push-ups get harder each round, but we're getting better at them. It's helping us get stronger. 3, 2, 1. So go ahead, screw those hands into the ground. That's what activates, again, the upper back to make sure everything is nice and flat there. We're screwing them in, lowering. 1, 2, 3. We want our hips and our chest to hit the ground at the same time. I see it pretty often that people will lower and then their hips go and then their upper body goes. We want it all at one time. So that's the goal here. Lowering nice and slow and getting up however we need to. Kicking the wall here. Great job. Finish strong here. 3, 2, 1. All right. And we're not getting back up. We got dead bugs. We're going to flip over onto our backs. We're going to do our dead bugs. And then we're going to do 1 more round. 3, 2, 1. So we really want to act like we're exhaling through a straw. That's going to bring our entire core together. So I like to imagine we have each side of our 6-pack. We're bringing each side together and we're holding it there. And then we come out and back in. So if you ever are feeling like you're losing that core engagement, set your feet back on the ground, breathe through that straw, bring it all together, then get into a position and then go into that dead bug. So that core engagement and activation is going to be the really important part. This movement is very easy to do if you're not doing it properly. 3, 2, 1. I definitely have people say, oh, dead bugs are so easy. And then they really do them with the proper engagement, and they're not as easy as they are if you're just flinging your arms and legs. All right, we got reverse lunges. 3, 2, and 1. So last round, coming on up. Pausing for 3 seconds, driving through the front heel, big toe, little toe. I do like to go a little bit slower as I stand up and bring my other foot off the ground to make sure I'm not pushing off of the back foot. I know my right leg is a little bit slower to engage in my glutes. So I do like to move a little bit slower, moving with the proper intent, right? What muscle are we trying to use here? Where do we want to feel it? We want this one in the glute of the front foot. 3, 2, 1. All right. Push up with shoulder taps. Last time doing this one. We'll see if I ever program this again because this one is not easy. 3, 2, 1. Let's get those hands in. I think I'm a testament of doing movements that you don't like doing to try and get better at them, but to also push ourselves just a little bit harder every day. And sometimes when we do, hard things or, things that push us and challenge us in the gym or in, a session like this can help us be better in other areas. It can also help us build that mental strength to then be able to push through stressful or hard times at work or throughout life. 3, 2, 1. And I only say that because I absolutely hate push-ups. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't like them at all. Never have, never will. All right, we got staggered squats coming up next. 3, 2, 1. I think we all have movements that we really just don't like doing. For me, push-ups is one of them, partially because of my shoulder issues. Just not a fan, but also because they're just really hard. So I don't like them. I also don't like front squats. So if you're ever seeing me do those, just know that I don't like it. Those are really my least favorite movements, but I don't advise anyone to tell me their least favorite movements because I literally will put them in a class. Granted, I know everyone doesn't like burpees and we still do them because we got to do hard things. 3, 2, 1. All right. Back on the ground, last thing of push-ups, then dead bugs. And then once we're on the ground for dead bugs, we are going to stay on our back for the cool down and for our breathing. 3, 2, 1. All right. Lock in those arms, screw the hands in, coming down 1, 2, 3, and coming back up. Keeping our elbows as close to the body as we can. Remembering we want to start under the shoulders, lowering nice and slow until our hands are at the bottom of our ribs. And that again is going to get that chest action going. Just remember the intent of this movement is to strengthen our chest, a little bit the shoulders, a little bit the triceps as well, because that's that pushing motion, like when we open the door or if we shove someone. 3, 2, 1. All right. Done with push-ups for today. Getting into our dead bugs. And getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So breathe through that straw. Bring it all together and down. Knees in the air. Coming down. Exhale and back up. Great job. Keeping that low back. We want to keep it as close to the ground as we can, leaving a little space in between our low back and the ground. It helps if we exhale as we bring the knee, because if we breathe through that straw and pull the knee in, That's gonna be all core, and that's gonna take our legs out of it. Great job. We're finishing strong. 3, 2, 1. And that is gonna be it for the circuit today. So go ahead, grab a sip of water if you need it. And we are gonna finish off on our backs on the ground. Well, actually, technically, go ahead and roll over onto your side first. Our stretch cool down movement today is going to be pretzel. So we're going to go ahead and lay down on our side and pick whichever side you'd like. We can go ahead. We're going to take our top leg. We're going to come up, over, and across. We're going to take our bottom hand on top of that knee. And then with our top hand, we're going to grab onto our bottom foot or ankle. If we need to grab a band or a towel or something to wrap around the ankle to hold on to, feel free to grab that. We're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to exhale, opening up that top shoulder towards the ground. And once we're here, we're going to take some deep breaths here. So, in through the nose, into the belly. And exhale, sighing away the tension. We're going to go ahead and do one more breath here. And when we're ready, after that exhale, we can gently release the bottom leg. Then we'll go ahead and flip on over to the other side. And we're going to do the same checklist here. So we're going to be on the side. Top leg is going to come up, over, and across. Bottom hand on top of the knee. Top hand grabs onto the bottom foot or ankle. We're going to inhale to prepare. And exhale, bringing that top shoulder towards the ground. This is really going to help us open up our spine, our back, our hips, our quads, our chest, our back, literally everything, which is why I love this one. And as we're breathing, we're starting to calm the body down, really relax into the stretch with each exhale. Go ahead and do one more breath here. And as we finish our exhale, we can gently release that bottom leg. And then we can go ahead and bring ourselves onto our backs for our breathing. So today we're just going to do some box breathing, and this can just help regulate our nervous system and kind of calm us down. It's a good time. You can do it really at any time, anywhere. A box breath is really just 4 seconds in, 4-second hold, 4-second exhale, and then another 4-second hold. So the way I like to do this, I think we all know this, but placing our right hand over our diaphragm or our stomach and the left hand over the heart. We really want our right hand to rise more than the left hand, either more or first. So that means that we're really breathing through our diaphragm, which can help us get more air into our lungs and really help us be able to deeply breathe and also tap into our parasympathetic nervous system, also known as rest and digest. So we're going to be here. I'm going to count us out here. So we're breathing into the belly. We're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. So go ahead, keep that tempo going. We're going to do a few more of these here. So keep that tempo. Breathing into the belly. Really let that right hand expand and rise. Another good thing to do for our mind and body here as we are exhaling. Really just release all the tension you feel in your body. We might not even be aware of it, but sometimes just laying here, we might tense up. So I want us with each exhale, just let the body sink further into the ground. Good job. We're going to go ahead and do one more round of box breathing. So in four, hold four, out four, hold four. And after that round, take a second, keep releasing that tension, fully relax the body. When we're ready, we can go ahead and start to wiggle our fingers and toes, move our head side to side, kind of wake that body up. And then feel free, as always, you can always stay laying on the ground for a little longer, or you can go ahead and gently roll over onto your side, make your way to a seated, kneeling, or standing position. But that is going to be all the time for today's class for Functional Fitness Friday. So thank you for joining me. Definitely got a lot of push-ups in today. So hopefully our arms are not too sore tomorrow. But enjoy your weekend. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you next week.